These are three of the biggest fitness myths that you probably still believe today and that are probably holding you back from optimizing your physique. What's up guys, Jay Vincent here. Today I'm going to go over three fitness myths that are plaguing the fitness industry that a lot of people still believe that are probably holding you back from getting the best results and almost certainly wasting you a ton of time. Now the first myth that a ton of the population still believes to this day, despite research showing otherwise, is that you need to lift heavy to get stronger. This is false. And based on what we know from Henneman's size principle from 1957 and how motor units and muscle fibers are recruited, you can still recruit maximum amount of motor units and stimulate maximum strength with pretty moderate loads. And this was actually shown in a paper by Brad Schoenfeld in 2021, where very similar improvements in muscular strength was demonstrated through a huge variety of rep ranges, anywhere between 5 and 30 reps, meaning there's a huge variety of loads that can be used for stimulating improvements in muscle strength. But there is a nervous system phenomenon that you need to pay attention to. If you are training to demonstrate high amounts of load with low rep ranges, your nervous system is actually going to adapt specifically for that. So if you're a power lifter or if you're being tested on a 1 rep max, you're going to demonstrate better performance if you use loads similar to what you would be tested with. But 1 rep max is not a good measure of actual muscular strength because of this nervous system phenomenon. What real muscular strength is simply a muscle's ability to produce force. And as long as you are stimulating as many motor units as you can throughout any rep range or any load, you are stimulating an improvement in your muscle's ability to produce force. So avoid using super heavy weight unless you're a power lifter, unless you're being tested using super heavy weight, because these very, very heavy loads can be tough on your joints. The second myth that still a bunch of novice bodybuilders believe is that you need a calorie surplus to build muscle. This was disproven way back in 1975 with a study published by Goldberg measuring the mechanisms of muscle growth. He found that his rat models would still grow muscle in fasted and even starvation-like conditions if the muscle was properly stimulated, showing that muscle grows regardless of calorie intake, which is great because this means you can build muscle and lose fat at the same time. By training in a calorie deficit, people in my coaching program do it all the time. I have people gaining as much as 1 pound of muscle per month while losing fat, training once a week in a calorie deficit. If you want to see these kinds of crazy results, join my coaching. There's a link in the description below and book a completely free call with me to learn more about it. While a calorie surplus is not required for muscle growth, it is helpful. So if you are a skinny guy and you want to pack on as much muscle mass as possible, I highly recommend you use a calorie surplus. But if you're over fat and you want to lose fat and build muscle at the same time, don't be under the impression you have to pick one or the other, because you can build muscle in a calorie deficit, so you should be restricting your calories for optimal body recomposition. And the third fitness myth, and perhaps the most popular fitness myth, is that cardio is required in addition to weight training for optimal cardiovascular and heart health. This was completely disproven and completely debunked by a study published by James Fisher, James Steele, 2 exercise scientists out in the UK, along with Dr. Doug McGuff, the author of Body by Science. What they did was they actually explored which actual physiological adaptations are happening as a result of traditional cardio activity and tried to see whether or not strength training provides those similar or the same adaptations. And what they found is it does. Strength training provides the exact same adaptations that result in enhanced cardiovascular fitness and heart health as traditional steady-state locomotive things like jogging, biking, and swimming. And what they found was additional activities like jogging and swimming and walking on top of strength training doesn't provide any additional benefit to the cardiovascular system, and it's mostly a waste of time outside of recreational purposes. Many people are under the impression they need to be strength training several times a week. and then doing cardio several times a week for heart health. But the truth is, if you are, you're wasting your time. Myself, along with everyone I coach, all my students have tremendous improvements in cardiovascular health with just strength training twice, maybe even one time per week. In fact, the last time I went and got my own personal physical, my doctor was listening to my lungs and asked me how much cardio I did because he said they were the best lungs he's ever heard. My response was none. I only strength train 1 to 2 times a week. He couldn't believe it. So the truth is, you can significantly improve and probably optimize your cardiovascular fitness and your heart health with just intense strength training. If you want to learn how to do this, go to goldenerasystem.com, buy my Golden Era System, and it's going to show you how you can do strength training in a way that optimizes your results, eliminates the need for cardio, and saves you a ton of time in the gym. There's also a link in the description below for that. So those are the 3 biggest fitness myths that you probably still believe today that are just flat wrong, disproven, and they're just folklore. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification icon so you can be notified when I drop more videos like this, giving you the real facts about fitness and a no BS approach to optimizing your physique, saving your joints, and saving your time.